Hey guys, I'm going to compete with the birds outside for chapter 32. We had left off last week with chapter 31 and we all left just with a good feeling. Harp and Cole had this great moment, and the chapter ends with Cole having the idea to do a blockade. It says, what if we did some kind of blockade thing with horses and everything? You know, show them what we stand for. And so Harp shrugs and says, might get us arrested. And Cole says, yeah, but don't you think that would get us on TV? And Harp says, looks like you a cowboy after all. Chapter 32. We head back to the others. Tex and Jamaica Bob have put ropes and blankets on the horses to make it easier to ride. So, what's the verdict? Asks Tex. Harper puts his hand on my shoulder. Boy says we should fight back. Says we gotta stand up for what we believe in, and I tend to agree with them. Moving our horses somewhere else is what they want, but fighting to keep these stables open, that's the right thing to do. It's the cowboy thing to do. Tex lets out a cheer. Hot dang, I'm ready to fight. Smush holds him back. Take it easy, old man. You gonna give yourself a heart attack. I explain my idea to them, how we gonna get every last horseman from any stables left in North Philly to stand in front of them bulldozers. Smush looks uneasy about maybe getting arrested, but then he says, you can't stop a moving train. He and Jamaica Bob and Harper all get on their cell phones and start making calls. They up for hours, eating, making calls, getting organized. I try to grab a few Z's. By the time they finish, the sky is starting to get light again. Harper stands. We should go, boys. We gotta be in place by 8 a.m. when the city shows up. Bob and Tex offer to ride the horses with no saddles. Smush and Snapper get on horses with saddles, but nobody's gonna ride Boo but me. Harp understands. We head out just as the sun's coming up over the park. We higher up so it seemed like you can see forever. Trees and grass, and behind that the city looming up like a giant, waiting for us. The streets is quiet. It feels like the world is still asleep. But as we get closer, I start hearing a noise. It sounds like something big and alive and grows louder and louder until suddenly I recognize what it sounds like. A big old crowd of people. We round the corner to Chester Avenue and I see something I never seen before. There must be 70 or 80 cowboys on horses milling about. Old heads and a bunch of young kids too. Even some white folks is there. Harper sees my eyes go wide and winks at me. That would be the cavalry. Tex laughs. Can you imagine the look on the city fellas' faces when they see this? He slaps his leg. If they expect us just to roll over, they got another thing coming. The others all spot us and start whistling and making cowboy hoots and hollers, slapping us on the back. Even Carmelo and Big D is there, treating us like kings, passing us our saddles and stuff. Big D says, brothers, this is one showdown we ain't missing. Harper moves to the middle of everyone, but there's so many people you can't really see him no more. Then suddenly, he stands above everyone and I realize he's standing up on Lightning's back. He holds up his hands till everyone hushes. You all know me as someone who don't back down from a fight. There's a lot of nodding and say it, brother, going around. But I was taken off guard this week and forgot what we're all about. He searches for me until our eyes connect. We may look like we're in the ghetto, but we're all working people doing what we can to survive. We got our ways and we got our traditions. Here on Chester Avenue, that means horses. The guys are saying, that's right, petting their rides. Now, most people on the outside may not understand our ways. They see these neighborhoods and think it's no place for animals. They think it's okay for us to live here, but poor folks can't have horses? They're used to horse owners with money living the country life, but horses is like people. Some come from money, some come from nothing. For these horses, the only thing between them and a can of dog food was us. They're the unwanted, just like us. Speak for yourself, says Big D. I'm a stud. Harper smiles but keeps going. The city acts like they care about the animals, but they don't. They just after the land, and they'll do anything to get it, including dividing us by making us look like we the bad guys. I see more neighborhood people on foot gathering around us. Harper's Excuse me. Harper's eyes are shining bright now. These kind folks out here know better. Our neighbors have put up with us through the years because they understood the value of what we're doing. Not that it's always been perfect, far from it, but we trying. We pour our hearts and souls into this way of life. He sighs, probably thinking about everything he put into the cause. Now, I've been called many things in my life. An urban rider, a horseman, a pain in the butt. That gets some laughs. But deep down, even if we don't all look like Tex here, we cowboys. We are cowboys. A cheer goes up from everyone. And while they make a noise, Harp yells, and cowboys stick together and defend their turf. Everybody's stomping and clapping, and the kids is blowing whistles and making a lot of noise. It's like the ground is shaking underneath us. Then I realize the ground is shaking underneath us. Everyone hushes up, and we hear a rumbling sound coming from around the corner. Harper sits back down on the horse and makes his way to the front, next to me. We watch and wait. "You scared, son?" he whispers. I can't answer him because my jaw seems like it's locked tight. "Me too," he says. "But whatever happens, we do it together, okay?" I nod. And that's where I have to stop for chapter 32. I'll be back with chapter 33 shortly.